This is my review of the Kamera QV M Viewfinder. Before we get into the details of this particular viewfinder, I want to talk about the benefits of these in general. And the first and probably most obvious is that when you throw it on the back of the camera, you immediately shield the LCD screen from that annoying sunlight. When you're shooting outside in bright sunny conditions, it can often be very difficult to see the LCD, and this makes it much easier. Now, with mirrorless cameras, that's not such a big deal because you can also view them through the viewfinder when you're shooting video, but with DSLRs, it's quite difficult to see that LCD in some sunny conditions. So, first benefit, creates a beautiful view of the LCD. The second benefit is, well, before I get into it, I'll just remind you that if you're shooting video, you should be stabilized using an image stabilization lens, a monopod, a tripod, but I recognize or realize that there are times where that doesn't always work and you need to handheld. I've done that myself. And the best thing to do in those cases is to brace. One of the best things is to brace your elbows against your chest, breathing gently, and hold it as still as possible. Gently. The harder you clench, the more you shake. Having the viewfinder on the back and being able to bring it up to your eye creates another point of contact, and your head is often very stable and very steady. And that allows you to create this extra stability point, and in cases where you might have video that suffers from shake, make it just a little bit better. The third and final benefit of having, it's not the final, my final benefit of having a viewfinder on the back of the camera is it really distracts or it blocks out all of those distracting elements and lets you focus on your composition. Especially when you're shooting video. You are shooting 24 or higher frames per second, and all of those should be a good composition. And you have things moving in and out of the frame. If you're shooting video and you're just looking at the back of the camera, your periphery, your brain is aware of everything that's going on over here, and that can make it difficult to concentrate on your LCD. You throw this on, you look through here, and suddenly you're focused only on what the camera is seeing, nothing else, and that makes it much more easy to watch out for distracting elements that are sneaking in or ideas that will strengthen your composition. Let's talk about this little viewfinder in general. It is an affordable viewfinder, only $99, and it comes with this snazzy little plate that screws into the bottom of the camera. And it is a Manfrotto compatible plate, the PL501, which is Manfrotto's line of video tripods, and so it's going to fit right in most of those. It also fits in the Benrose since they use the same compatible sized plate. That's nice. If you want to use it with a tripod that doesn't have a plate that's compatible with that Manfrotto size, you can simply screw that extra plate onto the bottom. Now on the back of the plate there is a little slot for the metal bit here, and it is magnetic. So it just slides in very nicely and then the magnet holds it in place, and it's very well made. It's a strong magnet. It is not going to come out of there with normal use. It takes a good bit of pull, but not too much, to get it to release. There's a nice little rubber edge around this viewfinder, so as you put it up to your LCD, you don't have to worry about any scratches or things like that. Now inside here is a 2.5 magnification lens. Probably start to see the individual pixels on a lot of those LCDs, but it really can help you dial in the focus. Even on nice cameras like the GH4, which do a great job of providing focus peaking, or if you're running Magic Lantern on a Canon camera, you've got that focus peaking, but it can still sometimes be hard to really tell if you're nailing your focus at some distances and at some apertures. So that magnification really helps. It's this kind of polycarbonate material, and you may have just saw what I did there. Not only does it quickly release and undo, but it also snaps and pops open like this, giving you quick access to touch screens if you want, or just a view without having to put your eye up to it, but still provides that nice shady look. The eye cup on the back is reversible. You can flip it for left or right, and it is, you can screw this to unfocus or to focus it. I found that focus came pre-focused as it should, since this distance doesn't change, but if you need to change that, you can. I found this part to feel a little less solid than the rest of it, but overall it's excellent, and I think for the value it's very well made. As I mentioned, it is polycarbonate. At the higher price points from other manufacturers, you do often get machine grade aluminum, but those are in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 times more expensive. I think for $99 this is an excellent value, and from their website right now, if you buy, you get a little soft cloth eye cup edition that will go in there as well. I've used this now on several different cameras, the GH4, the NX1, the D5500, the 5D Mark III. It fits all of those very nicely in that 3 to 3.2 inch LCD range. With some of those I've had to adjust. They provide 3 adjustment points back here for horizontal and vertical, and in all of those cases it was quite easy to adjust and make it line up just right. Really, as I said, the benefits at the beginning of this for these in general really are nice if you're shooting video outside in a lot of different situations, and then I think the value of this camera QV1 is excellent. If you've got any questions about it, feel free to leave them right down below. I'll put a link to the website where you can learn more and buy if you're interested. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye. I am excited to announce the 3rd installment in our Lightroom series. This is our series of videos designed for the beginner, somebody new to Lightroom. Episode 1 was set up for success, 2 was the basics of editing, and now in 3, Christina walks you through localized adjustment tools. Now that doesn't sound very exciting, but this is where we really start to get into the power of Lightroom. Previously, if you wanted to make an adjustment, it was over the whole picture, but now using the radial filter, the graduated filter, and the preset brushes or the brushes, those give you control over individual areas within your picture. It's very powerful, and she shows you how to use those efficiently, making Lightroom do all of the work for you. For just $249, you get our instructional video, handy informational guide that goes along with it with supporting information, the keyboard shortcut guide, which is printable, you can put up on the wall in front of you, because that is one of the ways to get much more efficient at using Lightroom, is to use those keyboard shortcuts, and 25 brush presets. So in episode 2 you got 24 presets. We're now topping that, 1 more preset, but these are brush presets that you get to brush on, and Christina shows you exactly how to install those and use them. Just $249, or if you're a Patreon supporter at the $3 and up a month level, you got access to it, along with the other videos as they come out. All the information you need is right down below, or will appear at the end of this video. If you've got any questions, comments, and when you purchase, you get access to the PhotoRec Lightroom support group, where you can ask those questions and put in those comments. It is growing, and there's a great community of folks there, and I hope to see you in there soon.